Jai Sai Ram, Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 9, Part 2. Next day, Saturday, Mr. Tharkat got up early, took his bath, and before proceeding with puja, prostrated himself before the shrine and said, Baba, I am going to perform the puja exactly as my son has been doing, but please let it not be a formal drill. After he performed the puja, he offered a few pieces of lump sugar as naivedya, which were distributed at the time of the lunch. That evening on Sunday, everything went on well. The following Monday was a working day, and it also passed well. Mr. Tharkat, who had never performed puja like this in all his life, felt great confidence within himself that everything was passing on quite satisfactorily according to the promise given to his son. On Tuesday, he performed his morning puja as usual and left for his work. Coming home at noon, he found that there was no prasad, sugar candy, to partake of when the meal was served. He asked the servant or the cook, who told him that there was no offering made that morning and that he had completely forgotten then to perform the part of puja, that is offering naivedya. After hearing that, he left his seat and prostrated himself before the shrine, expressed his regret at the same time chiding Baba for want of guidance in making the whole affair a matter of mere drill. Then he wrote a letter to his son stating the facts and requested him to lay it before Baba's feet and ask his pardon for his neglect. This happened in Bandra at Tuesday noon. At about the same time, when the noon Aarti was just about to commence in Shirdi, Baba said to Mrs. Tharkat, Mother, I had been to your house in Bandra with a view to having something to eat. I found the door locked. I somehow got entrance inside and found to my great surprise that Bao had left nothing for me to eat. So I have returned from there without eating anything. The lady could not understand anything, but the son, who was close by, understood that there was something went wrong in the puja in Bandra, and he therefore requested Baba to permit him to go home. Baba refused the permission, but allowed him to perform puja there. Then the son wrote a letter to his father stating that all that took place in Shirdi and implored his father not to neglect the puja at home. Both these letters crossed each other and were delivered to the respective parties in the next day. Is this not astonishing? Mrs. Tharkat. Let us now take up the case of Mrs. Tharkat herself. She offered three things, that is barit, roasted brinjal mixed with curds and spices, and kacharya, pieces of brinjal fried in ghee, and peda, sweetmeat. Let us see how Baba accepted them. Once, Mr. Raghuveer Bhaskar Purandare of Bandra, a great devotee of Baba, started for Shirdi with his family. Mrs. Tharkat went to Mr. Purandare and gave her 2 brinjals and requested her to prepare barit of one brinjal and kacharya of the other when she went to Shirdi and served Baba with them. After reaching Shirdi, Mrs. Purandare went with her dishes of barit to the masjid when Baba was just about to start his meals. Baba found the barit very tasty, so he distributed it to all and said that he wanted kacharyas now. A word was sent to Radha Krishnamayi that Baba wanted kacharyas. She was in a fix as that was no season of brinjal. How to get brinjals was a question. When an enquiry was made as to who brought the barit, it was found that Mrs. Purandare was also entrusted with the duty of serving kacharyas. Everybody then came to know the significance of Baba inquiring about kacharyas and was wonderstruck at Baba's all-pervasive knowledge. In December 1915 AD, one Govind Balram Mankar wanted to go to Shirdi to perform the obsequies of his father. Before he left, he came to see Mrs. Tharkat. Then Mrs. Tharkat wanted to send something with him to Baba. She searched the whole house but found nothing except a peda, which had already been offered as naivedya. Mr. Mankar was in mourning. Still, out of great devotion to Baba, she sent the peda with him, hoping that Baba would accept and eat it. Govind went to Shirdi and saw Baba, but forgot to take the peda with him. Baba simply waited. When again he went to Baba in the afternoon, he went empty-handed without the peda. Baba could not wait, and therefore he asked him straight, "What did you bring for me?" Nothing was the reply. Baba asked him again. The same reply came forth. Then Baba asked him the leading question, "Did not the mother, that is Mrs. Sarkar, give some sweetmeat to you for me at the time of your starting?" The boy then remembered the whole thing. He felt abashed, asked Baba's pardon, ran to the lodging, brought the peda and gave it to Baba. As soon as Baba got it in his hand, he put it into his mouth and gulped it down. Thus the devotion of Mrs. Tarkett was recognized and accepted. As men believe in me, so do I accept them, was proved in this case. Baba fed sumptuously. How? Once Mrs. Tarkett was staying in a certain house in Shirdi. At noon, meals were ready and dishes were being served, when a hungry dog turned up there and began to cry. Mrs. Tarkett got up at once and threw a piece of bread, which the dog gulped with great relish. In the afternoon, when she went to the masjid and sat at some distance, Sai Baba told her, "Mother, you have fed me sumptuously up to my throat. My afflicted pranas have been satisfied. Always act like this, and this will stand you in good stead. Sitting in this masjid, I shall never speak untruth. Take pity on me like this. First give bread to the hungry, and then eat yourself." Note this well. She could not at first understand the meaning of what Baba said. So she replied, "Baba, how could I feed you? I am myself dependent on others and take my food from them on payment." Then Baba replied, eating that lovely bread, "I am heartily contented, and I am still belching. The dog which you saw before meals and to which you gave the piece of bread is one with me. So also other creatures like cat, pigs, flies, cows, etc. They all are one with me. I am roaming in their farms. He who sees me in all these creatures is my beloved. So abandon the sense of duality and distinction and serve me as you did today." Drinking these nectar-like words, she was moved. Her eyes were filled with tears. Her throat was choked and her joy knew no bounds. Moral: see God in all things is the moral of this chapter. The Upanishads, the Gita, and the Bhagavad all exhort us to perceive God or divinity in all the creatures by the instance given at the end of this chapter and others too numerous to mention. Sai Baba has practically demonstrated to us how to put the Upanishadic teachings into practice. In this way, Sai Baba stands as the best exponent of teacher of the Upanishadic doctrines. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Jai Sai Ram.